Hey guys, it's Randy here, and today we're going to be talking about what it's like having long hair as a transmasculine individual and the concept of passing. Now, for those of you who don't know what transmasculine means, it basically just means that you were assigned female at birth, but you identify on the masculine spectrum. Now, in reverse, transfeminine means that you were assigned male at birth, but you identify on the feminine spectrum. I, for example, am transmasculine. For those of you who don't know what passing means, it means that you are perceived as the gender that you identify with. So, for example, I identify as a man, so I attempt to pass as a man. Now, I don't all the way agree with the concept of passing because I think that it's incredibly subjective and it can be very gatekeepy. In a way, it sort of insinuates that if you don't meet every checkmark box of what it means to be a certain gender, then you're not valid. And I think that's messed up for very obvious reasons, but that's a video for another day. Anyway, although passing can be kind of a messed up concept at times, a lot of trans and non-binary people try to pass for multiple reasons. For one, there's always the risk of being harassed or discriminated against if you do not pass as the gender that you identify with, because people are horrible and that is the society we live in. Number two, for many trans and non-binary people, it helps to alleviate dysphoria. And number three, there is always the risk of potentially getting murdered because you do not pass one day. So, for a lot of us, passing is incredibly important, even if we don't agree with the concept at all times. So for these reasons and many, many others, a lot of trans and non-binary people will go through great lengths to pass. For example, a trans masculine individual may bind their chest in order to have a flat, more masculine chest. That's what I do. Or a trans feminine person may grow their hair out or put on makeup. Now, these are not things that you necessarily have to do, of course. These are things that vary based on the individual. But those are just a couple of examples. Unfortunately, I do not always pass, and it sucks. And you're probably looking at me like, I can guess why. It's because of this, because I have long, flowing, beautiful hair. A lot of people perceive that as a feminine thing, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I think hair is hair, and you can have it whatever length you want and identify any way you want. Many people will ask me the question, so, when are you cutting it off? And I'll just say, never, because I love my hair. I personally do not feel the need to cut my hair in order to conform to what other people think is masculine. And because of that, I sometimes suffer. But you know what? I feel more like me with this hair, so I'm going to keep it. If I had short hair, I don't know who I would be. For me, having long, curly, beautiful hair is a part of my identity. I've had it my entire life, and if I were to cut it off, I'd be sacrificing a piece of myself for other people's sake to make them more comfortable. And my answer to that is just no. There are tons and tons of cis men out there with long hair like mine, and they don't get crap for having long hair, so why is it any different from me just because I am transgender? I'm still a guy, I just have long hair. There's nothing wrong with that. If everything else about me is masculine, my voice, my facial hair, the way my muscles are developing, and you're gonna tell me that I am not manly enough just because of my hair, I think that's a personal problem. No matter what your hair length is or how you choose to express yourself, your identity is valid. And you deserve to know that. I deserve to know that. And you do not have to conform to what other people think just so that they feel more comfortable. Another thing that I deal with is people looking at me and getting confused with what my gender is just because I have long hair, which doesn't make sense because clearly, I got something going on here. Not to say that all people with facial hair are trying to present as masculine, but for me personally, that is the case. And that can be extremely frustrating. One aspect of my appearance should not disregard every other thing about my appearance, and it should not invalidate my gender identity. Now, I realize I might be rambling, but I feel like this is incredibly important, and I don't really see many transmasculine individuals talking about this. I also don't see a lot of transmasculine individuals with long hair, so I figured this was a topic that needed to be addressed. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is, no matter how you present, how you identify is valid and okay. And whether you have long hair, short hair, it does not matter. You are who you are, and that is the end of it. Do what you want with your hair. Do not change yourself for other people to feel comfortable. Alright guys, that's basically all I had to say about that topic. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have an awesome day, and if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. See ya!